Hello everyone, welcome to day 63 of my road to $100,000 a month in e-commerce. Admittedly, I am still quite slack on these uploads. I think I'm like 5 or so behind, maybe 4 behind. So they're incoming. They'll probably come out in way as they normally do, just like blocks of like 2 or 3 at a time. I need to get better at that. But at the same time, it's not a massive thing for me, I suppose. It's not a massive deal. What is a massive deal is getting product launches out and opportunities out and learning. And I've found that by simply getting rid of the clutter of like certain tasks, like, yes, it's good to journal. And that's what I've been doing. I've been writing down like, daily constraints. Where am I going wrong? What can I improve upon for tomorrow? That's also great. Even things like planning for the next day, planning down the tasks, planning down how long they should take. Again, that's all well and good, but I still don't really have a gauge on how long my tasks should be taking, and it's almost like it takes the fun out of it. And I shouldn't say it takes the fun out of it. It takes away. Oh no, yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, writing down those tasks, here we go, reinforces the fact that I'm not getting things done in a certain time that I've set and that are my goals. And when I'm reinforcing that I'm not someone who can finish the tasks on time, get things done in time and get it out, and not do what I say I'm going to do, it's a bit debilitating. Like, it's reinforcing the fact that I'm not that kind of person when I should be, but it's also like it's on the flip side, it's more of, in terms of reframing it, I don't have the skill set just yet to be able to set a task, know how long it's going to take and get it out. And so making kind of like work the goal, I feel like has been more beneficial for me for the last couple of days, of just saying, we're just going to build out ads. That's what we're going to do in this block. And it's about how many I get done. And I wish that was advice that was shared to me sooner. I wish getting into this course and e-commerce as a whole, I could have had the expectation of like, all right, you got a lot to learn, but aim to do a product launch every week and aim to get out 30 ads a week for that product launch. And if I knew that, I'd be like, okay, I can just work and just churn shit out. And then I can go to coaches and get shit reviewed and follow along with that schedule. And I wish I had that advice. And that's sort of like, hard, mate, you're doing nothing, you're not getting shit done. Just create and move and get it reviewed by us and get it reviewed by the market. I wish I had that advice compared to basically the advice I've had this entire time, which is what I should do, what I shouldn't do, but not how I should go about it. And you hear conflicting advice in the course as well. I definitely have. And I think I've fixated on it when I should have just been realistic about what are the actual expectations, what output should I do weekly? How can I best and then why is output so much more important than trying to do a perfect launch? like I think for some people it sounds obvious, and you hear analogies of, as I've mentioned before, about the photography class. They took as many photos as they wanted to for the semester, and the other group was tasked with taking a perfect photo. And not only did the group who took more photos have a better, higher quality photo, but they also had more higher quality photos because of little things they learned along the way. Anyway, you hear that analogy, but I still don't think it's a question of to what extent do I apply this to e-commerce. But if everything really trickles down from the ads should be your number one priority. You shouldn't worry too much about your store, about your funnel, about trying to differentiate that from your competitor. Just get out the ads. You can worry about that shit later when you're profitable. You need to focus on ads. So yeah, that's the advice I wish I had. Otherwise, these VSLs are taking forever. Shock. But I've gotten some advice to speed up my product launches, and to do so I can get out more image ads, and with that I can test more angles, I can test more wording, I can test more levels of how an ad would be consumed. To be honest, the copy is the biggest thing. I can test more copy, and from that it's more angles, and then you turn that into VSLs, you turn that into mini VSLs, UGC content, etc. So yeah, that's where we're at. Pretty much just switched over to, all right, let's try and make 30 ads as quickly as possible, and don't try and think about them too hard. Just recreate winning ads from other brands. Bang. Done. Ad validation. Try and figure out why they've said certain things with a rough understanding of what the product is that you're copying the ad off and what kind of market they're in, and then sort of base your features and stuff around that, and then you get a lot more specific tailored ads as well. And for these image ads, I've just pretty much done them all through Canva, unless there's a certain angle of the product that I can't get, or something that relies heavy on the visual aspect of the ad that I need help generating with AI. Otherwise, going back and forth between the formats and shit, it's just, I've found it's A, less frustrating, and B, around the same time it takes to just build it out on Canva, and you can just put in music and just go to town. And then it also makes the work more enjoyable, which leads into my final point, and that is, I wish Mark had done that video sooner, because to control the dopamine that's in your life, to control just your routine and revolving it around doing the work, realizing you have to do all the grunt work at the start, and that's okay, but you've got to keep going, and you can't give up on that grunt work. And making that grunt work as easy as possible, where I really have two objectives. I have being here and doing the work in terms of time. I have two objectives. So being here, and the second is the time that I spend productive here. And those are the only really two metrics that I need for a task to be completed, or at least for me to not give up. So that's my little bit of realizations, and I suppose it's realizations over the last couple of days and since that Mark video. And I feel so much more clear-minded, and arguably a little bit desensitized. I feel like I don't struggle mentally as much as having an itch to get dopamine from entertainment or food, or just not want to be here, and not being able to see my vision for where I want to end up, what goals I want to strive for, that kind of thing. So also watching investment bankers' daily routines, and from a frame of them talking about why it's efficient for them, or like how they worked. So not like complaining about it, but being like, this is why I did this and how I got through this, and I'd smash this out and then I'd have another coffee and I'd smash this out, and then this is why this work really late at night was really good. So it's been a good little reframe. But anyway, that's today. Quite positive. Watch Mark's latest video. Product launch incoming. But then we're going to move on for this product, I reckon, and obviously depending on metrics. So we'll leave it at that. Final little nugget is, if you have strict rules on whether or not your creatives are get good soft metrics, and you watch them closely, if you're not getting add to carts within the first 20 US spend, not even 10 to 15 US spend, cut the whole ad set. And then you've saved yourself money. If you don't get purchases by the first $1,000, well, first of all, know your break even as well. Don't go over it. And then know your, bear with me, know your, if it gets to 1,000 impressions and you haven't had a purchase, also cut the ad sets. If you're getting to $100 and spend full stop, cut the ad sets. If you're on a really tight budget, keep it at that. If you've got a little bit more wiggle room, spend a max of $200 loss in terms of losses for a product, and then move on. Prioritize product launches and full campaign, full product tests, because you learn so fucking much. It also makes you a bit invincible if a product dies, or some other dropshippers get onto it and they scale more aggressively, or it comes quite overcrowded for that product. You can just move on and pick something else. So anyway, that's that. On to tomorrow. Bedtime. Adios.